Welcome to the Endless Honeymoon Podcast, Father's Day edition. I'm wearing my candy lei that I was brought back to me by my wife and daughter. That's you.
Well, I had to go to Indianapolis this weekend, and
I feel like a king, dude.
I lied to my daughter and told her Father's Day was on Monday. And then we went to Albertsons to get Father's Day balloons, and she couldn't understand why at 9 a.m. they were all out of Father's Day balloons.
It's because the time has passed.
And I was terrified that she was going to ask the workers where the Father's Day balloons were, and someone was going to break it to her that Father's Day was yesterday.
You don't think the workers at Albertsons would have recognized you as a derelict mother and like given you a pass? Listen, Natasha was like, I have really bad news for you. I'm going to be out of town on Father's Day the whole weekend because I'm going to Indianapolis. First of all, she gave me a really cool opportunity to come with her, to spend time with you, the city of Indianapolis, and your parents. And unfortunately, I couldn't make that happen. But it was the best Father's Day I have ever had in my life. I woke up late, went surfing, hung out with friends, did a set, came home, watched the 2001 sleeper classic, Frailty, starring a young Matthew McConaughey and Bill Paxton in Bill Paxton's directing debut. I mean, I had so much fun. I think every Father's Day, you should take a gig in Indianapolis and remove yourself and my child from my presence.
Well, it was a fun weekend. However, when I landed, my poison oak was so bad. I had taken a Benadryl, and then I took what the doctor prescribed on top of that.
Megadryl.
When I got off the plane, I thought I was going to faint. I started sweating.
Didn't you tell our kid?
I got a migraine. I told our daughter, if I faint in the airport, call daddy. I gave her my phone. I was trying to walk to the car, and I did have to cancel my shows that night. But everyone got to reschedule and come on Saturday and Sunday, so that was nice.
That sounds really hard. I also had a hard Friday. I did 2 sets, both of which I did really well. And then afterwards, I went to a heavy metal show in downtown LA, Necro Goblin Con.
That sounds wonderful. I'm so sorry I missed that.
It was just like we were both struggling. You know, I hung out with dear friend Nick Thune, Necro Globlicon, and then you were oozing urea from your urashol from your poison oak wounds, almost passing out in the Indianapolis airport, telling our 7-year-old that if you were to collapse physically in front of her.
I know, I shouldn't have said that. She got scared, but I didn't. I wanted her to be prepared.
These are foundational memories. These are beautiful foundational memories when mommy leaked so much urashol.
I'm not even pronouncing it right. Whatever the poison is.
Dude, we got to do something about your poison oak allergy
because
it ain't normal.
Here's what's happening.
Talk to me.
We're throwing the ball to the dog.
Throw that ball.
The dog is going into the brambles.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's coming back.
He comes back,
and then I brush him every night.
And then you hump him. You like rub your body on his haunches.
It did seem weird to say that I got an infection from a dog. That just felt kind of nasty.
Right. Because it sounds like, and let's be real, it sounds like you fucked that dog.
Oh my God.
It does. No, just to say
I brushed the dog every night.
The vet's like, you brush the dog every night. I got an alternate theory. By the way, Natasha has poison oak the way I've never seen it before like this. It goes on one part of your body, and then all of a sudden you are covered oozing yellow gook like a John Carpenter character. It's so crazy how badly you're affected by it.
Thank you.
But I have another theory on how you got it, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think it is the dog.
What do you think it is?
I think it's our child. I think that she thinks she's immune to poison oak. She's bragged about it before. I think she rolls through poison oak like a brave young gal and then comes and she like jumps on you. Please do not itch. No.
It's like...
But you can't itch during the podcast. We're on YouTube now.
Okay.
There's commenters. They're going to be like, what's up with this itchy potato?
All right.
That's what our kid called you the other day. She said, I don't want to cuddle with an itchy potato.
All right, listen, I'm not trying to cuddle with anybody. And we've got a lot of these advice emails, people who are a little too cowardly to actually call in. But you know what? We don't judge you.
Hey, Tosh.
Yeah, Moshe.
I got to tell you, once again, I got an alert from PayPal saying You've just been charged $5 for your Microsoft Live Xbox download account. Guess what I don't have? A freaking Xbox. I bought a PlayStation 5 4 years ago, and I've been paying for the subscription fee for Xbox ever since.
Sounds like you need to get Rocket Money, Moshe.
Save me, Rocket Money.
Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings.
I got to tell you, I signed up for Rocket Money's premium access. It's changed things for me. It started to cancel accounts I didn't even know I had. Why am I wasting money?
Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of, wait for this, Moshe, $500 million in canceled subscriptions. Man, people must be so pissed at them.
I mean, this is their business model. These companies' business model is based on you forgetting and
Yeah.
charging you such a low amount that you'll just pay it in perpetuity. Microsoft, the richest company on earth.
No, this is so awesome. You can cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. And don't forget, they help find them for you because you don't even know what you're paying. It's coming out of your wallet.
Go to rocketmoney.com/honeymoon today.
That's rocketmoney.com/honeymoon.
Hey, Tosh.
Yeah, Moshe.
With our Endless Honeymoon podcast tour coming up, we're going to be in the RV for a long time, and I am so excited to have a bunch of tempo meals to put into the refrigerator so we have less to think about, less stress.
Listen, as we roll into summer, keeping up healthy eating habits can become challenging amidst barbecues, road trips, and a very packed schedule with children.
Like tours.
Tempo makes staying on track effortless, offering delicious, calorie-conscious meals crafted from real ingredients, cooked and ready faster than you can pack your beach bag.
What's cool about Tempo is, it's quick, yes, but it's delicious. And if you have dietary restrictions, which I do, they've got a meal for you. They've got protein-packed, calorie-conscious, carb-conscious, fiber-rich. Don't think of this as like the TV dinner era from your parents. Think of this as a modern version of eating healthy and delicious.
Tempo's perfectly portioned lunches and dinners take the guesswork out of eating well, are fully prepared, and can be heated in the microwave in just 3 minutes. So for a limited time, Tempo's offering my listeners,
Yours?
our listeners,
Thank you.
60% off your first box. You can go to tempomeals.com/honeymoon.
That's tempomeals.com/honeymoon for 60% off your first box.
tempomeals.com/honeymoon. All right, well, I think we should just get into these emails, Moshe.
Okay.
I didn't mean to call these people cowards.
No, they are not cowardly. They are the backbone of this podcast.
Okay, here's the first one. Hi, Moshe and Natasha. I need mom advice. I'm a 44-year-old female with a complicated relationship with my mother. She's always been a loner who doesn't like to spend time with people. It seems like when she does, it is out of obligation or guilt. She claims to want to spend time with my son and me, but never calls me, never asks me to get together. The only time we see her is when I call her and make plans. And even then, there's about a 20% chance she'll say yes. I have made attempts over the years to talk to her about this and tell her I feel unwanted in her life and would love it if she called me more often. She seemed to listen to my concerns but never changed her behavior. At this point, I've accepted that she is aloof and not a proactive plan maker. However, my son, who is 5, asks about her constantly and wants to see her. I am often making up excuses about why we can't see her, and it feels awful. I recently discussed my disappointment with my aunt, her sister, and then my aunt told my mom to make more time for me. My mom responded by telling me not to talk to my aunt about it anymore. That's an obvious thing that was going to happen. I'm sad that I will never have a relationship with my mom, and my son will likely also miss out on this opportunity. I want to just accept that this is the reality and move on, but there's a part of me that wonders if there is a way to get through to her and salvage this. She is extremely non-confrontational, so any approach needs to be delicate. I'm stuck. Any ideas? Thank you, Angela.
Yeah, I got ideas. First of
What
all,
do you think?
well, this 5-year-old sounds fucking thirsty. You know what 5-year-old is talking about? Where's grandma? You know, you need to sour that relationship with grandma. Start poisoning that relationship. Make it so that the 5-year-old's scared to hang out with the grandma. Poison the well.
Listen, my mom doesn't fly, so we can only see her if I book a show in Indianapolis. And I have a similar issue. And, I think personally it comes down to, there's like this Japanese thing, like I forget, it's like a way of living, but it's like, what is your reason for getting up out of bed?
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about my mom, because I was like, in my mind, it should be your grandkids. Because for me, my reason for getting out of bed my whole life was my career. And then when I had kids, it was my daughter. And so that moves me to do things in my life. And, if you don't have a kid, maybe it's a pet, maybe it's your job, maybe it's political aspirations, like maybe you're trying to make a difference in the world, maybe you're a doctor and you want to help. I don't know. But whatever it is, like, you can't change what makes someone else
get out of bed in the morning.
And like, yes, I'd love it if my mom was like other grandmas, where she was like going to move where I was going to be, and, because I see what happens with all my friends' parents, or many of my friends' parents, they go out of their way. Even in COVID, they went out of their way to like drop everything, come spend time with the kids, and they just make it their priority. And, I wonder what people who don't want to see their grandchildren or their children, what their reason to get out of bed is. And I think also, one more thing I will say from spending the weekend with my mom, I think one of the things that is her reason to get out of bed is like just upkeep with getting old.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. Here's the reality.
Doctor's appointments.
This woman's 44 years old.
So
right?
Her parents are in their 70s.
She got a 5-year-old, which means she was 43, 42, 41, 40, 39 years old when she had this kid.
You really had to do that on your fingers?
Oh, I'm not smart. But the reality is, you chose to have a full career and life before you had kids. And the consequence of you doing that is that your parents are fucking old, and they can't make time for your relationship because they got sciatica, and they got eczema, and they got a heart murmur, and they got palpitations. They're so busy thinking about their iPad app and the urologist that they're going to see next Tuesday,
and logging into the portal.
They're exhausted. They can't do shit for it. I mean, this is reductive. Obviously, your mother's always been cold and cool and aloof, and people are who they are. It's like Aunt Maya used to say, when somebody tells you who they are the first time, believe them, right? So the person's asking, how do you rectify this? I think you rectify it by accepting that your mother is not the person that you wish they were. That is an unfortunate reality, and it's hard. That's hard to accept.
Yeah, I agree. And also, I heard about this interesting thing. I don't know if it's true. Maybe someone can let me know. I think it's called the grandmother effect, but I heard Martha Stewart talking about it. And she was saying that women go through menopause evolutionarily, sooner. Like, men can have second and third families up until they're 90 or whatever. And women kind of have to stop after menopause. And apparently that's an evolutionary trick to get the moms to then help their children raise the kids.
Yes, but there's a huge flaw in your logic.
It's not my logic. It's an evolutionary theory.
There's a huge flaw in the logic.
Which is what?
Which is that evolutionarily, on some ape shit, women are supposed to be having kids when they're 16. And then the mom, who also had kids when she was 16, is like, now this math,
39.
This math I'm incapable of doing. 32 or whatever. She's a young ass ape, and the 16-year-old ape popped out the kid. So the young ass helper ape is like, I'll help your kids. But things have changed, and we're not hunter gatherers, and women are not having kids at 16 anymore. Please God, right? So people are having careers, and they're enjoying their lives, and they're developing their interpersonal life. And then by the time they have the kid, the mom is not in the helper phase. The mom is in the dying phase. They're in the decrepit, prepare for the crypt phase. So,
yeah, try not to compare yourself to your friends, grandparents, and also you have to accept it, and not everything's going to be the ideal relationship.
But you know what? There is, if you can afford it, there is a way. You just find yourself a nanny with strong grandma energy, and you just convince your kid that it's more than a transactional relationship. You can model relationships that are an older woman. Because for me, I was raised by my grandma. Like my mom was in
The
night school.
grandmother effect.
My mom was in night school, but she was old. I don't know where she got the energy from, but my mom was in night school. My mom wasn't around much in the afternoons, and every single day I was at my grandma's house being raised by Grammy. Grammy was a Jungian. Grammy used to analyze dreams with me. She used to tell me religion was bullshit and Bill Clinton was a hero to a generation.
And she even had a Christmas tree for you every year.
We don't talk about that. I've asked you never to bring that up on the podcast. She did have a Christmas tree. We left cookies out for Santa, but then when we got conscious enough to realize we were Jewish children, we dropped that. And guess what? Grandma thought religion was bullshit, so she didn't care.
Grandma sounds pretty smart.
Anyway, to the woman, this is difficult. We don't mean to be flip, or I don't mean to be flip about how hard that is. One of the hardest things about relationships with your parents in particular, but with your kids too, I have found, and with everybody, is you have to accept that people are who they are, not who you wish that they could be. They are not all of this, I wish she should. It's meaningless because that's not who people are. Your grandma, your mother is aloof. Your mother will never be the grandmother that you want her to be, but she's the grandma she is. So accept that, and your kid will be okay. Just like our child panicking about having to pick your lifeless body up off of the Indianapolis International Airport. This kid's going to have to deal with the fact that he grew up with a grandma that wasn't as close or as loving as he would have liked. And everybody will be okay. They'll be stronger as a result.
Okay. Well, I think that's good. Do you want to read the next one?
I think we solved it, right?
Yeah.
Hi, Moshe and Natasha. Love the pod. I'd love your advice on this. I have 2 roommates. One is clean. The other a slob. He leaves dishes in the sink, doesn't wipe down surfaces, never mops, ignores the trash and recycling, clutters the living room with exercise equipment, including a beanbag chair, if that tells you anything. Worst of all, he washes raw chicken-covered utensils, but still leaves visible residue. Same with Tupperware. Somehow, there's always frosting left behind. Apparently, he grew up with house staff, so now
those guys are the worst.
Now he's just learning basic chores. We're all in our late 20s. Sometimes the clean roommate picks up after him, but that's not my problem. The issue is I end up cleaning after him and feeling like the maid. So I called a roommate meeting, big step for passive-aggressive, non-confrontational person like me, laid it all out, and to his credit, he took it well. Things improved, no more dishes in the sink, cleaner tables, exercise equipment moved. But he still won't empty the sink strainer, puts uncovered full plates in the fridge, and never takes out the trash. I suggested a schedule, but he brushed it off, claiming he'd just do it. Lies. Now I'm constantly texting him reminders since our schedules don't align. He's a night owl, I'm an early bird. I feel like the nagging mom of the apartment, which I hate. Should I keep pushing to maintain my standards or accept that he's doing his best and let it go? Am I being a control freak or do I just need to lower my expectations? Thanks. What do you think, Tosh? You've never experienced living with a slob, right?
Here's the thing. Well, you're not married, right? Like,
that is good and wise.
You're going to have to, if you had to, like, I would never deal with this.
What would you do?
Well, I'm dealing with it in a way with my relationship with you because we have different ideas of how. I mean, I don't think you clean the sink strainer, but
I do clean the sink strainer.
You do. You dump out the food.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you think the times when it's clean when you didn't do it, someone else did it?
Well, I just know sometimes when you say you've cleaned.
Let's get back to the advice question.
No, when you say you've cleaned the kitchen. I grew up like full on, like
you're Italian,
a housemaid.
Yeah, you're Italian.
So I have like a very specific,
you iron the napkins.
I have a very specific way that I like the house, and Moshe does not keep it like that at all. But also, we're married, so
So you're stuck.
I'm stuck, but I'm also willing to accept a lot of this. But for a roommate situation, I'm sorry, I would definitely kick this person out.
Can you kick someone out for being sloppy? I don't think it works like that.
No, you just say if you have the lease. I think you can just let them know it's not working out.
Yeah, it's time to go. If you can afford it.
That's my opinion because I'm just like, this is so hard to deal with when you're in love. So if it's just like a roommate situation, get someone who respects your space.
The reality is This is the same question as the last question. You
Yeah.
already know who this guy is. He's never going to take the trash out. Do you take the trash out, by the way?
No, that's your job.
Oh, I exclusively do that? I forgot for a second. Yeah, he's never going to be a different guy. He's never going to be a tidy guy. You have to accept that he is this way, because the alternative is having a roommate situation where all you do is nag him. You're not happy. He's not happy. Nobody's happy. There is not an alternative where he turns into a different person. So you move out if you can afford it, right? But what if she can't afford it?
Well, here's another tip I have.
Yes.
It's a pretty hot tip.
Let's hear it.
No male roommates.
You think men are sloppy and women are clean? Is that?
I think if you had to pick one that was going to be clean, of course there's female slobs.
Huh.
Duh.
Right.
But I'm just saying, in general, I mean, a gay roommate, a gay man. I would
So
have.
wow, so you're like very reductive. But no, I hear what you're saying. Like, this is interesting. Why don't people talk more about cleaning habits when they're interviewing potential roommates? It's always other stuff. How much do you make? What are you into? Nobody's ever like, do you know what a kitchen strainer is? They don't do that, and you should do that. If you can afford to move out or kick this person out, kicking a person out is a pretty difficult.
He is never going to change, and it's
Right.
at the point where you're soliciting advice from a podcast because of how annoying your roommate is, who you're not even in love with, who's just some random dude probably.
It sounds like you're advocating for her trying to seduce him,
No,
so that you can accept that behavior a little bit more because you've fallen for him.
It's just you know, especially in a roommate situation, so little of your space is your own. You know, you have shared spaces. You know, you're all sharing a bathroom, you're all sharing a kitchen, you're all sharing a living room, and I think it's paramount to be clean, especially if you're a clean person. If you're a real laid back freak like you know, you probably like when people don't have the tops on any of the spices.
Okay, I got a suggestion. I'm going to ignore what you just said, and I got a suggestion. If you're not going to kick the guy out, which is a very difficult ethical situation to kick somebody out.
He's rich.
He was rich. We don't know where he's at now. Or you can't afford to move out yourself, which is the ideal situation. And you're going to have to live with this guy, and it's not acceptable for you to just accept it and clean up after him. Make the schedule unilaterally, with or without his permission. You don't need to ask him because you've already asked him and he blew you off. You impose the schedule, right? You put it on the kitchen, bang, schedule. Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Tommy takes the trash out. Then, you ready for this? You buy an Echo Dot, okay? Buy an Echo Dot. I've got extras. If you want one,
There's a lot of alarms going off in our house.
I got extras because Natasha keeps unplugging them and pretending that I won't notice. You get an Echo Dot, right, Tosh?
Yep.
And you set a schedule for everybody.
I know, but
Hold on, let me finish my thought. You set a schedule for everybody, and the alarm goes off, and here's the important part. You with me, Tosh? The important part is you set a schedule for yourself. So it doesn't seem like you're just scolding him. So on Monday, it goes, Diana, take out the trash. But then on Tuesday, it says, Tommy, take out the trash. Then you've got a robot doing the work for you.
I know that your ADD brain loves this idea, but it doesn't really make sense in real life because people aren't always home at the time that the alarm goes off. Mm-hmm. What do you say about that?
Then I say you record it. And when he gets home, you play it again.
You record it?
Yeah, you record it. You just
like on your phone?
Just do it. Alexa is your friend. Bezos is your friend.
Your friend, maybe.
He's your friend. He loves you.
He's your friend.
He loves you. But you schedule it for a time where you know it will go off when Tommy's there. If that has to be 6 a.m., so be it.
All right. Well, good luck. I think this is good prep for getting married. So accept it.
Hey, Tosh.
Yeah, Moshe?
We have been, would you say, struggling with sugar intake lately?
Ooh, yeah.
I wouldn't call our child malnourished. I would say she only eats candy.
I know. And she's like earlier and earlier. Like she wakes up and wants to just have rock candy.
If you're worried about your kid not getting the kind of nutrients that they need, can we suggest Beams Kids all-in-one. It's a super powder that you pour into a drink and they drink it. But here's the cool part. It gives them all these vitamins and minerals, but the kids like it because it is sweet. It's not sugary, but it's sweet and delicious, and it gives them all this unbelievable stuff that they need.
Yeah, I've tried so many kid supplements and they're all missing something. One will have greens, but no probiotics. Another has vitamins, but no fiber. And don't even get me started on the healthy gummies that Moshe sent to the house that were basically candy with a label.
Don't attack me. Big up Beams, because there hasn't been a single product that brings everything together in a way that we could actually feel good about until now. Beam Kids.
Beam Kids is packed with over 40 essential nutrients, including greens, fruits, vitamins, pre- and probiotics, literally everything kids need for healthy growth, strong immune systems, and steady energy throughout the day.
It's pediatrician formulated, third-party tested, and co-created by Olympic gold medalist Moshe Kasher. Oh, sorry. I was thinking about the breakdancing event this year. No, Olympic gold medalist and mom, Shawn Johnson.
And now's the perfect time to try it because Beam is offering an exclusive deal for our listeners. For a limited time, you can get up to 35% off plus 2 free gifts when you go to shopbeam.com/honeymoon and use code honeymoon at checkout.
Our kid really likes the new chocolate chip cookie flavor. It tastes like dessert and it works like a multivitamin. That's shopbeam.com/honeymoon and use code honeymoon for up to 35% off plus those 2 free gifts. Hey, Tosh.
Yeah, Moshe.
It's summer, and I can't wait to get my summer wardrobe on. And that's why we're going with Quince.
I love Quince. They have 100% European, and you know I love anything that's European, Moshe.
Yeah, that's right. You like totalitarian dictators from Europe.
Like 100% European linen shorts and dresses from $30, luxe swimwear, Italian leather platform sandals, and so much more.
Speaking of Italian, they've got these Italian swim trunks that I just got.
Oh, they are so cute.
They're super cute. I love an army green. They've got this really perfect olive green, and it's got this really comfortable liner, and they look sharp. They're the kind of thing that you can go swimming in, and you can also go to a restaurant in, too.
Yeah, like they're the right length.
Yes, exactly. They're not too long, so you don't look like a dad who had his heyday when Sublime hit, but they're not too short so that you look like you're going to Fire Island. You know, like me. It's me. It's what I need.
And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes.
What's your favorite thing from Quince?
Well, I love the linen sheets I got. I always get white sheets. They're the only sheets that, it's like a hotel.
Yeah. I slept on those linen sheets the other day, and I had the thought. I was like, linen, that's the secret sauce to a comfortable bed. I don't like silk. Cotton can be too hot. Linen's got this like crispy, crunchy, good, in a good way, comfy feeling.
It always looks good.
So get Quince, get some shorts, get some sheets, get whatever, because you can afford it, because by cutting out the middleman, Quince is like half the cost of similar brands.
So give your summer closet an upgrade with Quince. Go to quince.com/honeymoon for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/honeymoon to get free shipping and 365-day returns.
Quince.com/honeymoon.
Okay, hey, my wife doesn't let me see her naked anymore, which is really frustrating for me because I'm a particularly visually stimulated person, naturally loving the female form.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Well, it's just funny for him to be like trying to paint himself as this like Renaissance man who loves you mean you're a guy? You like seeing naked ladies?
The stated reason is because of body insecurities growing as we've entered our 30s. 30s?
People got trauma, Tosh.
Okay. Isn't that like, when I was 30, my body was popping, man.
Dude, mine too. My dick was long when I was 30. It shrunk every year a millimeter.
Truly, she is so beautiful and she looks great naked, but she just can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
I think there is also a sort of unspoken cause that so many years into our relationship, neither of us really goes out of their way to be attractive to each other. Ideally, I wish I could get her to stop comparing herself to Instagram models and love her beautiful real world body. I also know we both need to relearn to put effort in for each other, but I can't change her perspective. I need to find a better way to cope. The idea that this young, I'm not supposed to see a naked woman ever again is really kind of disturbing. How can I help her or at least help myself?
Oof.
I
First of
hate
all,
my answer.
This guy is green flag city.
What's that mean?
Oh, this is a sensitive man. He used all these phrases: female form, real world body,
He's cute.
relearn. He's cute, and the man just wants to see a titty. He's 31. He wants to see a titty.
Listen, you guys need to she needs to go to therapy for this.
Why do you hate your answer? That's the obvious answer.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say he needs to break up with her, but.
Oh, okay. That's your classic.
Well, I just don't know if 30-year-olds want to start couples therapy. I mean, I didn't start couples therapy till I was 50.
Well, that's not true. But we also didn't get married till we were much later than these two.
Right.
I mean, couples therapy is a good idea all the time for everybody because if you can afford it, because why not have a time where you check in and no relationship doesn't accrue barnacles as the years go on. And this is a big ass barnacle because you're not able to see her barnacles. You want to see I mean,
how's the sex?
It's got to be bad. That's obvious.
She's probably really hot.
Lights
and
off.
Just really insecure. I mean, she's so hot he won't dump her.
Dude, lights off sex. Imposed lights off sex. That's rough, brother. I feel for this guy. And Natasha's right. You're right.
She needs to see someone.
They need a sex therapist because somebody's got
or even just a couples therapist to bring this up so the therapist can say, like, what is this about? Because it could be some kind of trauma. But it does seem like, oh, it's his wife.
Yeah, man.
And it says, won't let me see her naked anymore. So it's like...
Used to be.
So it almost feels like it might be Instagram trauma.
It might be Instagram
which
trauma.
Which I don't take seriously.
Well, Instagram trauma can inflame other kind of trauma.
Right, that's true. I have Instagram trauma about my house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like...
Other people's houses are better?
No, well, I look at... everyone takes pictures of their houses in like this, like everything's so detailed and beautiful, and they've set it, and like Architectural Digest has come and taken the photos, and they've had like 19 people there like placing everything, and then I look at my house and it never can add up, and then I get depressed.
That's how I feel about crowd size.
For a stand-up?
Yeah, stand-ups.
Everyone takes pictures of their...
Everybody takes these casual pictures where they just happen to snap the size of the crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Instagram's whole algorithm is every single person sitting in their life is looking at the idealized version of a person with a similar life but better.
Yeah. And it's not better.
And she's looking at these tatties and she's seeing the most like unbelievable Jewish plastic surgeon improved BBL and tatties, and she's saying my body looks like awful and you can't see it anymore. I mean, this is sad because your body is for your partner.
Yeah, and it's like, even if I don't think my body looks great, I mean, I have poison oak lesions all over my body.
You got a great body right now. I would not say leaking poison oak oils. It's not my favorite.
But I'm just saying, like, even if I don't love my body for whatever reason, this day I'm having a bad day about it, but I still know that you're attracted to it.
Hey, of course.
The fact that, yeah, it just seems so sad. I mean,
it's really difficult.
It's not okay.
It's really difficult. You know, what I do think there is hope for, I'm not positive that there's hope that this person's wife is going to turn into like a exhibitionist and be like, yeah, fucking, I'm walking around the house naked now. But I do think there's hope that if you guys can see a counselor and unpack some of this stuff, that there will not be a rest of your life in the dark. That you can shine a light on that ass. Mm-hmm. At some point, you'll be able to see your wife naked again. But you gotta get somebody else involved, which is weird. To be so insecure that you have to get somebody else involved, but that's real because secrets thrive, like mushrooms grow in the dark. Mm-hmm. Secrets thrive in the dark. Privacy, oxygen is what like shame needs, right? They say sunlight is the best disinfectant. This shame needs to be disinfected, and I believe it can be.
All right, well, good luck with this, and definitely seek help because that ain't normal. That ain't cool, and we're all kind of fucked up from Instagram. I got off it. Maybe get her to get off Instagram if you really think that's what she's doing is comparing herself.
I think there's got to be more to it than just seeing a thought on Instagram.
Right.
All right. Hi. I have a close guy friend of 6 years, and our friendship has always been unconventional. He's in his mid-20s. I'm in my early 30s. Well, that's unconventional. We talk all day, live near each other, but only recently started hanging out in person. Early on in the friendship, he told me he liked me, and I shut it down because I didn't have any feelings for him at the time. But a few months ago, he confessed again, and this time I told him I was open to it, but not in the right place for a relationship. I did have feelings for him at the time, but these feelings come in waves. Sometimes I convince myself that he could be the guy for me and think I'm in love with him. Other times I get the ick, so I'm getting the ick right now.
I'm sorry. It itches so bad.
You got the itch, I got the ick. Ugh. Just don't itch. It's bad for
How
you. It
can
spreads
you not
it.
itch? That is the stupidest advice. Everyone says it. The doctor says it. The internet says it.
It's how it spreads. You're going to want to cover that up.
But I mean, how on earth could someone not itch something that's
Gotta be disciplined.
itching?
Hold on. This person needs our help.
Okay. Oh no, once you start, you can't stop. Ow, 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 ow. Okay. I'm just going to rub.
Don't rub. Don't even touch.
What?
Have some discipline. Okay, where was I? Sometimes I convince myself he could be the guy for me and think I'm in love with him, but other times I get the ick so hard I physically recoil. What the fuck? You're not sure if you're in love with him or repulsed by him? Since that conversation, he's become clingier, and I've started noticing things that didn't bother me before when I just saw him as a friend. No career ambitions, doesn't have many friends, and the ones he does have, he doesn't actually like, and his family sounds awful. And then there's the part I really don't know what to do with. Okay, Tosh, you're not ready for this next part of the letter. I've masturbated to him multiple times, but the second I finish, I feel turned off and think, wait, this is absolutely not the guy for me. I don't even know what this is. I care about him and don't want to hurt him, and I feel like I've led him on even though I was honest with how I felt at the time. Is this flip-flopping a bad sign, or should I give it a chance and see what happens?
I mean, we know what's going to happen.
Tell me.
She's going to give it a chance and think she doesn't like him.
Mm-hmm. Why is she jerking off to him and thinking maybe she's in love with him?
Bored.
Really?
She needs to get on the apps.
Really?
She needs to get a boyfriend.
Maybe
and
not.
She needs to see if, and here's the thing, you need to put him in the friend zone. And you need to start dating and start talking about your dates. And if he has a problem with it and he's like, what? Then it's like, okay, well then you guys can't be friends. It's just him.
I would take it a step further.
Which is what?
They can't be friends now.
Why?
Because they're not friends. Friends don't confess their love
Close
to
guy friend.
Yeah.
6
Friends
years.
don't. Yeah, no. Friends don't confess their love for one another and jerk off to each other. That's not friendship. That's a.
I bet you've jerked off to one of your friends before. There's no way you haven't.
I've jerked off to all of your friends. Is that what you're talking about? No, that's not a friendship. Friendships are not confessions of love and then secret masturbation sessions and trying to figure out if you're in love with them. That's a weird, unclear romantic relationship that you cannot be compassionate towards because you don't know if you like this guy enough. It's time to cut this off. If you cut it off, you will probably get some clarity about how you feel about this guy romantically. If you say, I don't think we should be friends anymore. I feel like I'm leading you on. You're in love with me. I don't know how I feel about you. I think I just need some distance from this relationship. And 6 months from now, you're like, oh my God, I love him. Harry Met Sally style. Bang. You call him up. He might not be there.
Listen, there's just no, is dearth a small amount?
Girth is thickness. Length is
no,
like.
dearth.
Yeah, girth is like thick. Like a lot of ladies like girth.
Does dearth means not
a
a
fewness.
lot. Okay, there's such a dearth out there of eligible men that I can see how tempting it is to have a friend and be like, well, I guess I could wrap my mind around that. Let me try to masturbate to him. He's kind of cool.
Masturbate?
Oh, wait.
It's so female to me, this thing. You're never like, okay, let me try to masturbate to someone that I haven't hooked up with.
I mean, not everyone's addicted to porn, Moshe.
Men are. All men. All men. It's like every man. Every single man. You're not like, oh, let me go through, let me see if I have true feelings for her. I'm going to jerk off and see if after I nut, I still think she's awesome. That's like, there's no, it's so bizarre to me. You know what men do that with? Sex. That's what men do.
They have sex and see.
Men have sex, and then the moment after they come, they go, okay, let me find out if I like this person, which is very difficult for women to wrap their brains around and I can see why, because it's pretty piggish to sexualize a relationship and then in order to figure out whether or not you want to date someone. But that's really real. Maybe women do it too, actually. I always hate these like men do this, women do this type of conversations. But definitely, I know a lot of men will hook up and then go, and that's when I realized I wasn't supposed to be with her. And it sucks.
Okay, D, listen. It's time for my boring advice, which is make a list of all the things you want in a dude and a partner, and the things that are non-negotiable and things that would be nice. And I think you're going to find that he has very few of them.
I think...
You don't like his family. He has no ambition, doesn't have any friends. I mean, it's like...
Call on me.
Yes, Moshe.
I think it's possible that you're right, but I actually recognize the pattern that she's discussing as a person who is afraid of intimacy. This is what a person who's afraid of intimacy does. They have a feeling for someone, it frightens them, and in order to do that, they delve into exploration of possible turnoffs in order to give themselves permission to flip the switch and run away. So I don't think that making...
No ambition? Nobody wants that.
What I'm saying is, how come she only noticed the no ambition when she started pondering whether or not she wanted to be romantic with him? Perhaps he has more ambition than she's giving him credit for, but she's trying to find an excuse to not be in this relationship. That's all I'm saying. I think the list is not a bad choice. And I think taking distance from this relationship is a good choice. I think dating other people is a good choice. But I'm not positive that I believe that this person is as whack or as ick as she... It doesn't make sense if you don't have feelings for someone that you get the ick so hard you physically recoil. That's not, I'm not interested in that guy. That's, I've got something going on psychologically that I'm not capable of facing.
Okay, I think that's good advice.
I fucking nailed it. Hey, Tosh.
Yeah, Moshe.
I noticed you've been coming at me with a lot of newly acquired wisdom lately. What's going on with you?
Well, I've been traveling a lot and I got off Instagram, so my go-to now is to always have a masterclass running.
I see. So you're giving me the advice of not yourself, but great thinkers of our generation?
Exactly.
You could have advice like that too if you signed up for a masterclass. Masterclass is one of those things where I feel like everybody's like, I should do that, but they just don't do it. And once you started doing it, Natasha, you have not been able to stop talking about it.
Well, as Martha Stewart said in her masterclass,
there we go.
I try to learn something new every day.
Well, with Masterclass, you can learn something new every day from the best of the best to become your best. With plans starting at just $10 a month billed annually, you can get unlimited access to over 200 classes taught by the world's best business leaders, writers, chefs, and more.
You can apply improv to your daily life with Amy Poehler, develop your singular voice with Mindy Kaling, and learn how to tell a story that persuades people with Michael Lewis.
If you are one of those people that's been thinking about it, like maybe I should do it, know these two things. 3 in 4 surveyed members feel inspired every time they watch a masterclass, and if you're like, I don't know if I can afford it, I don't know if it's the right thing for me, every new membership comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk.
Right now, our listeners get an additional 15% off any annual membership at masterclass.com/honeymoon.
That's 15% off at masterclass.com/honeymoon.
Masterclass.com/honeymoon.
Hey, Tosh.
Yes, Moshe?
School's out for summer, and we are full-time in it with our child.
Don't I know it?
If you're feeling the pressure of the summer months coming upon you and you would like an unbelievable way to keep your kid busy, educated, stimulated during these long months, let us suggest KiwiCo.
KiwiCo is great because you can actually alternate. You can let them watch, 2 hours of TV, and then you can be like, okay, you shut it off and you're like, time for us to do an activity. And then if you're like me and you, we had kids late. We don't we're not homeschool people. We don't really know what the activities are. So Kiwi prepares these activities, and they're so cute and so funny. You can get them for the exact age your kid is.
What's cool about it too is that you open it up, it comes in the mail. It's like a box of activities that
and
are all...
she's excited about it.
Yeah, exactly. They're like themed. They've got these hands-on projects. There's something for every kind of kid too. There's science projects, art projects, whatever. When it comes in the mail, our kid gets excited to open them. It's like a present, but it's a present to us too because it gives us a little bit of a break, an educational break that has nothing to do with television.
They also have this really cute summer adventure series like the archery set where kids build their own bow and help turn the outdoors into a playground of learning and fun.
I'm excited to get the archery set because I know my kid will like it. And guess what else? I'm going to like that too.
It's also very convenient. You can either receive all of your summer adventure crates at once or weekly for 6 weeks.
Build the best summer ever with KiwiCo. Get $15 off your summer adventure series at kiwico.com/honeymoon.
That's $15 off your summer adventure at kiwico.com/honeymoon.
All right, you want to do another, Tosh?
Sure. Hi, Moshe and Natasha. I love your podcast. Been listening since day one. I have a logistical question about dating. For reference, I'm a 26-year-old female from California, and I'm unfortunately straight.
Ew, read the next one, dude. I can't with these fucking cis, straight, white pieces of shit writing into this podcast.
You don't know that she's white.
That's true.
I've been on 2 dates with this guy, 30, and on paper he's great, funny, a cool guy. However, on both of our dates, which he referred to as catch-ups.
Catch-ups, not catch-ups.
That is so rude. Okay, which he referred to as catch-ups. I'm hoping this is just Australian slang, LOL. It gave off more of a friendly vibe from both our ends. We did end up sleeping together, and he was a bad lay, in all caps. He also just got out of a 4-year relationship and is clearly Mr. Emotionally Unavailable. That's all to say I would like to somehow make a friendship work instead. Why? You're attracted to him. But I'm unsure how to pivot from romance to friendship. We have both recently moved to Amsterdam without knowing many people, so any and all friends are kind of welcome. He's going to keep trying to fuck you. I feel like Moshe is going to tell me to text him and make it clear, while Natasha is going to tell me to just laugh off any mention of a date until he gets the message. LOL, I love guys. Thanks in advance.
I mean, I actually think, why are people... The Amsterdam threw me for a loop because I was ready to go off. All these fucking people and their friends. Oh, do you need friends that bad that you're willing to befriend someone that you are not friends with? Go find real friends. Real friends don't fuck.
Hey, Audra, do you want to get a ketchup? You want to do ketchup at the bar? And then afterwards, we could catch up in my apartment? I can't do an Australian accent.
That was pretty good, though. It started much more British, but it found itself in the middle.
Catch up in my apartment?
I mean, I just don't pivot. Stop seeing him. Ghost him. Find real friends.
I mean, what's so great about him?
I know. He's emotionally unavailable, can't fuck, says catch up.
And then he's going to keep trying to fuck you.
What do you like about him? Go find real friends.
But if you really don't have any friends and you really want an escort, you can say to him, hey, there's this exhibit at the Anne Frank house. And
you're saying the Anne Frankness of it will de-romanticize it?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, anything she wants to do in Amsterdam, that's the first thing I thought
that
of. All
was...
right, the Van Gogh Museum.
No. I like this idea of going to the Anne Frank house because it really desexualizes the situation.
And if he tries to catch up... Make it in the day.
If he tries to catch up after Anne Frank, he's a certified freak right there.
And are you okay, Moshe, if she lies and says she's dating people?
Yes. No. Why? Why the lie?
So he doesn't try to catch up with her in his apartment.
Tell me about it. Well, what's he all about? And then you go, I don't know. He's Dutch. Oh, what's his name? I don't know. Clark? That's not a Dutch name. I mean, why? Why not just say, hey, this is awesome. You're cool. I'm so glad I have you in my life, but we should be buddies. Why not say that? What?
Because you're right. Is she going to be able to go to the Anne Frank house and then after they have a couple martinis, is she going to be able to say no?
Is she going? No.
No.
I mean, just tell people what you want. Hey, I think we should just be buddies. You want to go to the Anne Frank house? No, mate. I'm looking for action. I'm Mr. Emotionally Unavailable or whatever.
But I would definitely, if I were you in a new city, like get out more. Get out. Go do things. Look in the weeklies and see what's going on and make yourself available. You will never get a date from sitting in your house. You will never meet a friend from sitting in your house. Unless you're young and you think that commenting on people's Instagram is a way of friendship.
That's how people get dates all the time. Let me say this, though. I just had a thought. everybody's always like, you can do better when it comes to dating and relationships. Don't set your standards low. Why are people's standards so low that they wouldn't date someone because they're beneath their standards, but they would befriend them? Why do you have standards for friendship? I want good quality friends. I'm not trying to have like somebody that I wouldn't date, but then I'll hang out with constantly. Anyway, you can do better in all regards.
I like that. What are your requirements for a friend?
Me? Or just D should ask themselves this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we have a friend who cheated on his wife, left him for their best friend, and I'm like, I don't know that I want to be friends with people like that. Like morals, like it's like, because then it just starts to be like, oh, this is just kind of who they are, So I think that kind of vibe also, like maybe you don't care if your friends do whatever they want, but I don't know. I think that was really smart, Moshe, having standards for your friends.
Well, it's real. I mean, I want quality people in my life, not just in my romantic life, but in my whole life. My friends have been, other than you, Natasha, more significant in my life than any romantic partner. So why wouldn't I want them to be green flag city? All right, one more. Should we do one more?
Yeah, let's do one more.
Hello, lovely Natasha and Moshe. Here is my question.
Do you think that was lovely me and not you?
It didn't feel good. I can admit. It didn't feel good. Here's my question. I'm a mailman. I am a mailman as well. All men are. Recently single. I've been walking the same route for several years, and there's a woman who catches my eye. At times, she'll be out walking too or drive by, and we always wave and flash a big smile. We go to the same gym, and we'd probably do the same if we were there at the same time. Recently, she got a new puppy, and she's been out in front some of the times when I bring her the mail, so I'll pet and play with the puppy, and we've talked a little and engaged in more in-depth conversations than just petting the dog. I've always thought she was married, but I've noticed that even though her ex-husband gets some mail there, her ring finger is bare, and she has said a few times that it's just her there with her son. I find her very attractive, and now I know more about her than just what you can know about someone from what catalogs they receive. This is very mailman-specific vibes. Under different circumstances, I would shoot my shot, but I've been a big believer in the saying, don't shit where you eat. I love my route.
Don't laugh at him. You never had a paper route.
No, I'm not laughing. My father was a postal worker. My father worked for the post office for 40 fucking years. I love the USPS. I just think it's very cute how charmingly mailman-centric this letter is. I love my route and the people on it, and worried that it would be awkward if I asked her out and she wasn't interested, or we had a fling that ended badly. I mean, if I was her banker or mechanic, she could take her business elsewhere. But I'm at her front door every day. How would you recommend I build up to asking her out on an innocent, casual, get to know you better because we share common interests, no pressure type of date? Signed, Andy in Pittsburgh. Oh, this is a romantic comedy.
I gotta say,
yeah,
I'm stumped.
You're stumped?
I don't know what. Because it just feels, I would feel so violated if my mailman asked me out.
What if you've been flirting with him for months?
But I don't know. Is she flirting?
You'd be
That's the thing.
Feeling violated.
Because he's like, oh, she's out. He thinks she's out during my route playing with her puppy so she can talk to me. But really, she's just in her yard. It's her house.
Right.
Like, this is my house. This is someone who comes to my house every day.
Yeah. You're right. I didn't even think of it like that. My initial instinct...
I would not like this. Unless I was like, she
attracted
has
to
to
him.
be so hard juicing for him.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't like it if you weren't attracted to your mailman. If you actually had a crush on your mailman, you would like it. Right?
Yeah, I guess.
You can't imagine, and this is where your bigotry shows itself. You can't imagine every day waiting for the mailman to come, putting that little red tag up on your mailbox just so he could come by and say, did you have some mail to send out? And you go, no, not today. Sorry. I don't even know what that thing's for. You can't even imagine that.
Is there something like
low
pressure, non-romantic he can invite her to just to see if there's any interest?
Okay, this is smart.
Like if he had like, hey, but you don't want to be like, I noticed that you like art and my friend is like, you don't want to be like, show that you've been sifting through her interests from her catalogs.
That's very fun. I've noticed you like crotchless panties. Fredericks of Hollywood is doing a gathering next Tuesday.
But is there something very like a neighborhood thing that he could be like, oh, I'm going. Are you going to go? Or something so that she could make a move?
You're right. Because like I said, my first instinct with this stuff is like, shoot your shot. Who cares? The risk of an awkward mail route is nowhere near the possible advantages of finding your life partner, right? And it's like, who cares? She can say no. But I hear what you're saying, how violating it would feel for you as a single mom.
It's your house.
Right. I didn't even think about that.
And he's there not just once a week, every
single day.
6 days a week on his little route.
Okay, so now you're talking. I'm thinking differently. I think you're right. The only option this guy has, other than just don't shit where you eat.
Unless she asks you out.
Don't shit where you route. You do an innocuous, non-romantic, hey, are you going to I'm going to go to the street fair.
Mm-hmm. Something like local.
Yeah.
Not romantic, daytime.
Yeah.
It's not a date. Hey, my friends and I are going. Are you guys are you going?
Yeah, you should go. I'd love to see you there.
And then you can kind of catch the vibe if she's like, oh, really? What time are you going?
Yeah, if she shows up or she does one of those, then you can go to the thing. Then the next time you could say, would you ever want to get a cup of coffee?
You can't go straight to coffee.
You can't go straight to coffee. I'm with you, Natasha. You've opened my mind about this because I hear you. It's like this guy's like a infrastructural. It's almost like your beat cop, But it's worse. You're right because he's there every single day and he knows your address and he even reaches into an orifice in your house. This is really difficult and I really like it, but I think you're right, Natasha.
All right. Here's another thing. He lives in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Summer's coming.
Yeah.
There's lots of things out there, lots of activities. Is there just try to talk to her a little bit more so it's like a common ground. Maybe you've talked about a certain movie director. Maybe there's like his films are playing. Maybe there's got to be, or you've talked about the neighborhood or the food carts or I don't know, some kind of event that's happening, like a summer event. I mean, I was just in Indianapolis. There was Pride.
Yeah.
There was
white or gay?
Gay Pride.
Okay.
There was ice rallies. Come on. That's a great way to meet people.
You go to that ice rally?
There was
You mean anti-ice rallies?
Anti-ice rallies, yeah. There was tons of like they love basketball there.
They do love basketball.
I don't remember the name of their team.
The Pacers.
The Pacers.
Yeah.
Tons of those events. There was like farmers markets. There was just like so many summer
things,
outdoor things happening, and I think he has to make it super casual. Oh yeah, my friends and I, but it has to be like one of those days when she's out there and you're talking.
But you're saying, and I think this is really smart, you can't be, hey, I'm going to the ice rally. Would you like to go with me? You have to say, hey, I'm going to the ice rally. Are you going? Because I'd love to see you there. It can't be an invitation, right? It can't be
it just has to be like, state your name and event that you're doing.
I go to the farmer's market every Sunday. I'd love to see you there sometime. And then see if she shows up.
But what I would do, though, is try to make it part of adjacent to one of the interests that she's told you, not that's in her mail, but that you guys have talked about. Ooh, maybe there's something with the dogs.
I have an idea.
Ooh, he could get a dog.
And bring it on his mail route? Yeah, that's a great idea.
They could be like, hey, we should get the dogs together. I don't think that's legal to.
Listen, you should write a love letter. That's what he should do. Okay? Write a really intense love letter. Be like, I know your address and your son. I know your house, but I want to be in it. Tell me if you're open to this. Okay, Natasha, more wisdom has been dropped. You're good at this. You clearly need some calamine lotion, so we should probably wrap this bad boy up.
I am like in such pain right now.
I'm so sorry, Natasha.
But even in pain, still lovely.
And still got it.
Still deep.
And listen,
Still solved it.
I can't wait until your oozing sores heal so that I can see your naked body again. Because I love the female form. I do.
I do too.
What I love, honey, is your real world body.
Thank you.
I love your real world body. And I don't like when I go on Instagram and I see these babes with like perfect like thick BBL asses and like hanging pendulous milkers, you know? That's not for me. You know, I go, where's my real world body, lady? You know what I mean? When I see like that little bit of peach fuzz that like just lightly grazes their belly button, and then the hint, you know, just the hint of like an ab going down into a pair of Lululemon pants from a woman dancing to Migos on Instagram, and then she flips around and I can see the seam of the yoga pant kind of going into her ass crack and then into sort of the hot regions of her vagina.
Your algorithm sounds fun.
Actually, my algorithm is all just Turkish kebabs and evangelical Christian preachers. But not only do I love your real world body, I actually think it's an otherworldly body. I love you.
I love you too.